Something. I will be blunt. You know, this government, the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government, will go down in infamy for the destruction of our environment that they have superintended and supervised. I have been in government before, something, so I refuse to accept that the state of Ghana, with its vast resources, is not in a position to tackle the illegal activities of, let's say, hundreds or even thousands of young men and women who are going about destroying our environment. As you know, Galamsey or illegal mining started off as a socio-economic problem. Basically, there were desperate youth who, because of unemployment, resorted to this activity to earn a living. Soon, they realized that the returns were so lucrative that it was much better than going into conventional forms of employment like agriculture or any other. And so it became a bit difficult to win them off this activity. Every now and then you would hear about even legal firms, legal mining firms, large-scale mining firms, and even medium-scale mining firms engaging in activity that violated the law. That generated some debates. I mean, there was back and forth. Sometimes regulation was brought in to check the activities. Something, if the problem had remained this, I am fairly certain that we would have overcome it long ago. Because like I said, I don't think that the state of Ghana does not have the capacity to deal with such miscreants or bandits destroying our environment. The problem that we have, and the reason why it has escalated to this scale, is that there are greedy, corrupt, money-loving people in the ruling government and ruling party that have gotten involved in this activity. And because of their complicity, they are unable to take the actions that would ensure that we effectively win the battle against illegal mining. Because in your inserts, the inserts that you've played, the reports that your journalists have filed, we have heard the involvement of general secretaries, women organizers, regional chairmen, city mayors, MCs, DCs, parliamentary candidates, presidential staffers, all belonging to this ruling party involved in this activity. How does a government, on the back of a new regulation that is enacted, give concessions to people who form companies overnight, simply because they belong to their political party, to go into forest reserves that, as you yourself say, have global environmental significance, and destroy it in the manner that they are doing without any action being taken against them? The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP sets up a company, goes very close to a river source, and engages in activity that clearly violates the regulations governing that sector.
I think we cannot confirm that he has breached any law.
But
the regulation allows the president to give consent for mining in forest reserve
when the president,
in the national interest.
What national interest has the activities engaging like these people?
Tax.
What tax? Something. What tax? What improvements have they brought to the national kitty to warrant this? And is it every money that is acceptable to the state? So today, if armed robbers volunteer to start paying tax, we would accept it simply because it boosts our coffers. Is that the argument that is being made? And how is it that the only people who benefit from this special dispensation are NPP people, some of whom do not have any experience or capacity in mining? They form mining companies within days, and they receive concessions, they receive permits to go into areas that they should not be going into. So the problem is, in my view, not the young men and women who are desperately looking for jobs who are involved in the activity. The problem is the entry into the fray of this government. The problem is the governmental complicity. The problem is the greed, the immorality, the corruption of those we have entrusted with the affairs of the country. So when Professor York and his folks call for action on the part of the citizenry, I think that is in the right order. The problem, the issue, something, is that this government has demonstrated that they are never going to address this problem because they benefit from it primarily. And so we citizens have a duty also. And part of it is what Professor York and his colleagues have embarked on. Public action, public demonstrations, making the calls, insisting that the right things should be done. But Samson, I beg your pardon. The people of Ghana, in their generality, have an opportunity to stop this trend. You see, there's an election coming. It is true that we in the NDC want to win power. But everybody knows that I speak the truth when I say that one of the ways, perhaps the most effective way of ensuring that at least we begin to see a genuine fight to address this canker is to boot out the government that has failed so spectacularly. Because something, what they have done is a stunning historic failure.
And Inusa Fuseni were told about some 5,500 Chinese nationals that had to be deported because of Galamsey. And there were in excess of some 200 West African nationals who also had to be deported because of Galamsey. What that tells me is that the problem is not a problem of today.
Absolutely, but sometimes I made the point.
It is rather in the NPP Akufo-Addo administration that the fight has been escalated as never before. Nonetheless, it is within the same period that we are seeing the most failure.
I'm not coming back. Okay, all right.
Yes. So, Kofi.
Samson. Now, the Electoral Commission, just 2 days ago, posted on Facebook, Electoral Commission official Facebook. Okay, 2024 voters register is robust and credible. Or see, the 2024 voters register is robust and credible. Ignore assertions that the voters register is not fit for the 2024 elections. Electoral Commission hashtag let the citizens know. Electoral Commission said the register no a robust, a so a credible, and from so be any home into more mocas and from so be register no Ghana for Montungu and Yano Cre na register no a kamapa. Now young call Electoral Commission on one casa a year the voter register no. Now young call a Wutu Senya East a year Kaswa Honorable a year Hawa Kumsing. Our sitting MP ni constituency na yenkoye register na Electoral Commission edema omono ebra omotena se ehwe mu no eniama hudo bia ewo mu. Okay, so this is the Awutu Senya East constituency enti mizumi na hwe edin no a ena wa hai Awutu Senya East, and this is the register Electoral Commission say eye credible our the call election ewo Awutu Senya East. So obehwe register no a you see this guy Okran Bless Ajiman on one edahai the same person and edahai Shadie Oshe voters ID number na ewo this side na adia ema nipa edasronko ashansu dia edasronko voter register so obia won voter register identity number enti oba hase ya the Electoral Commission ye ni when the voters ID na eda the same register and duplicate no eda ha no eye 1111507527, but the same person Obaha Okran Blessed Ajiman, the same age, the same picture, but over when voter ID no Electoral Commission eda ha no eye 5555307731. Different identity number, but the same person. Ewo voter register no mo. Enti se one trans no one steady register no a. Now for the register no very mere fact say oh share the voters ID number no a. Obeka say oh yes, but a duplicate, and this is the register the Electoral Commission is telling us. Not only him, over the same register na Awutu Senya East no a. Yawo abrantie bi awa ha. Ohineba Kwaku enya mfinhia aduasa mienu. Ono sini voters ID number Electoral Commission edi atwa 1111502423. The same person over the same register no a Electoral Commission another voters ID 5555534274. The same person. The ohwe abrante ya oda hai a ono sini dinde we Ohineba Kwaku we nso Odate Derek. The same person with two different voters ID. Oba Abraya Odahai, or also so Odate Doris. Or see the same person with different voters ID numbers. Oba Abranti Odahaya, or also so Lanti. Or also so the same person with two different voters ID. It's not only this. Let me take you more. Oba Hasia, you can see one guy and so another high Mensa Roxen Michael, or also so the same person with two different voters ID numbers all registered. Electoral Commission said register near credible over the same register no you see Mensa Victoria honestly the same person with two different voters ID number oba asia ha say so a obehu Vida so the same person with two different voters ID numbers ni nyina wo awutu senya east constituency register mo ensa the same register no komu a obehu yenua yi Mohammed Anatu or also the same person with two different voters ID numbers. Oba Haseswa, Ubehu Aye Mohammed, Aye Hajia, or also the same person with two different voters ID numbers. Will register but electoral commission is registering a robust, a credible Ghana for your Montungu. So Anna Mamuna, or also the same person with two different voters ID numbers are will register mu. Sa register we electoral commission say Ghana for a credible. Another one, and so Yusufu. Enso na dahai onwa na dahai wo hwe the voters ID number eda benkum no a different the voter ID number eno so ewo nifa sanso so na Mohammed Zanatu one also the same person or no ni ID number wo benkum no is different from the ID number ewo nifa na the man here ni can say ofa ni age na the same thing. Offer and sex are the same thing. The only thing that changes is the voter's ID number. And the voter's ID number is the thing and they are unique. And more BIS as far as biometric register is concerned. This is the register electoral commission. So catch the Ghana for say we should disregard it. One more man who say register is bloated, we should disregard it. As you speak, the electoral commission can't say number of ghost names, sir. Our register no mo baba men kwa homa no so na me ne NDC parliamentary candidate ewa wutu senya onumunyam for Felix entwetwe enkomo na yenhwe se de abai ede no mo your madro electoral commission attention and I say how far send no mo take this matter onumunyam for me wadwo mo akwa
chobejo so do e na apome
na mi adom ho ye paida se pa se waje pene ni etwetwe enkomo sa duplication abedumu na so anasa mahu the course or constituency mo na say coming to your attention a dear na NDC for my year was sa duplicated names in so far.
Okay, big share if you for ne ashefo na was a JPA na easy for a really be voter register no. It's as a political party, yeah, I've been saying. Ye be auditing of the register near Shishim. Near say, ye show ye data ye collect ye during the registration and it is before the no Italiana. It's yes our audit no any who say discrepancies be a war ye registering. Obasha be over 568. Inquire a duplication.
558.
568.
Okay.
Yes. A duplication of the register. Maybe your friend of 1 and 2 words. And on the duplication, A1. Oko Opekuma word. Duplication of A Oko Iron City word. Duplication of A1. Oko Akwele word. Duplication A2.
Okay.
But near a bohone party say Oko domains word. A year me opponent no word. And the branches are a burn no. Duplication in point a year 561.
Wow. 551.
561.
561.
61. It took in our boom one with the entire constituency and a year 568 duplicates.
Okay.
Yes, to be identified as a political party or your voter registered.
Okay.
The question is that area is if the Wontumi NPP now on my a better explanation to that registering the realization how it came about, and they should be more transparent to that.